Hey everybody, it's Wes with Fundamental Games, bringing you another Kickstarter campaign review. Today I'm reviewing King Hill. King Hill is a game that mixes worker placement and card battle with engine building aspects for 1 to 2 players. That's a description from the publisher. I'm going to share 5 things that I like about it. Right now it's raised over $33,000. It just has 3 days to go, over 750 backers, and this is from a first-time creator, and that's a big thing. First-time creators can struggle to get over 10,000 sometimes, so to get over 30,000 for this gentleman is great to see. And it actually was a pick of the week from Chris on Dice Tower when they did the crowd surfing this week. So that's a good positive note for them as well. Just going to share 5 things I like. First thing is the video. It's brought to you by Kagan Productions and Misa Game Labs. They actually work together, and I like the videos that both of these companies do. I've used Misa before, and I've watched Kagan many times. So let's just take a quick look at this, and I'll talk about it as it plays. But it's a brief video, less than 2 minutes. That's a good time frame. Usually a minute and a half is preferable, and they probably could have cut a little bit out to make that, but still a solid time frame, less than 2 minutes. The first 30 seconds is all about the theme of the game, so you can see that happening there. And after that 30 seconds, some nice imagery. You get to see the art of the game. Then it gives you 10 seconds of a game summary. So if you want to know what the game is about, this is the 10 seconds that matter. And if someone stops watching after that, at least they know the concept of the game. Then it gives you 40 seconds of gameplay, so you can see how it does a really good job at showing the components, where things go on a board, how cards interact. So that's a great part of it, is that 40 seconds. And then the last 20 seconds dives back into the kind of theme and overview of the game one last time, just to kind of storybook it, story at the beginning, story at the end, and gameplay and mechanics in the middle. So I think the video was very, very well done by those two content creators, those video creators, and they've been involved in many different tabletop board games, so it's great to see that video come together with those creators. So that's the first thing I like. Second thing I like is that this is a very focused 1 to 2 player game. 2 player being the main concept behind it, but I'll talk about the 1 player later on. But you build your empire, become a glorious hero in a fantasy worker placement and dueling card game for 1 to 2 players. And you don't usually think of a 2-player game as a worker placement game, because usually the spots that you're vying for would get used up quickly. But with this game being created with the intent of being worker placement for 2 players, the game designer really made workarounds for that to make sure that the placement of workers matters throughout the game. And you can see that in many of the previewers' videos and comments. If you read through the page, there's tons of previewers that can share what that means. And then the dueling card aspect is important too. If you played a game like Seven Wonders Duel, it does have that battle aspect to it, where you could win with science. It's really hard. You could win with points, or you could win with combat. And this game has combat as a thing that you always have to keep in mind while you're playing. I like that aspect of this 2-player game. And I guess that's the third thing I liked. So the second thing I liked was that it was a 2-player game, focused. And the third thing I liked is the worker placement and card battling. I kind of merged those 2 together. The fourth thing I like is I'm going to jump over to Facebook and Board Game Geek. And what I like is that the creator does have a dedicated Facebook page and a dedicated Board Game Geek page, and many creators do, but first-time creators sometimes forget how important those are. And so I like that on the Board Game Geek page, there are photos, there are videos, so that's good to see. And what I really liked was these 3-player comments. So this player here played close to 10 times on Tabletop Simulator, and they say King Hill does a fantastic job of blending a crunchy medium weight worker placement games with all the bells and whistles of a 1 versus 1 fight to the death game. So that's quite the statement there from a player. There's another one here that talks about those similar things. There's another one where somebody play tested on TTS, and that means a lot. When people have played the game on Tabletop Simulator, they've invested time and energy to play a game, and if they didn't like it, they would tell you, but these particular individuals liked it. This one even puts a comparison to Lords of Waterdeep, Architects of the West Kingdom. Those are really, really good worker placement games for multiple players, so to have a 2-player game get compared to that, really cool to see. And again, Facebook, he created this Facebook back in August of 2020. So that tells me that this creator is very involved with the social and interactive environment of the game, both from the Board Game Geek and the Facebook perspective. If you scroll through, they've got posts from 2020 all the way to the present, sharing things like game concepts and rule books and images and art, card development, all of that. And so it's great to see that the publisher, the designer, is really involved and want to get people understanding what's happening with the game, even outside of the Kickstarter. And then the fifth thing I like about this game is the solo aspect to it. So some games create solo games that are kind of AI subversions of the real game. But I really like when a game can take a different turn. So what he did is he created a solo game book here. I'm just going to scroll down. He has a really good image that describes the solo game in here. I do like all the components listed out, by the way. The graphic design of this page is pretty cool. But let's get to the solo section. Somewhere in here, we will find it. It is a long page. We've got GIFs, we've got videos, we got all that kinds of it. But here you go, solo scenarios. In a unique twist on the solo experience, solo campaigns are not about trying to beat your previous high score. No, campaigns are crafted puzzles with their own sets of constrictions and goals. There are 10 scenarios taking 20 to 30 minutes, and you get to explore different aspects of the game. And that could help you become a better player when you're playing the two-player game. So I really like that the creator thought about solo, but it wasn't a tack-on or a subset of the real game. It was an entirely different experience to learn about the different mechanisms of the game. I did something similar when I created the solo game for Questeros. I built a solo game that was very, very different from the main game, and I think it's really neat when game designers can do that. So there you have it, 5 things that I like about King Hill. Check out the Kickstarter page. It's linked in my comment feed or description of the video. Like I said, just a few days left to go, $33,000 funded already. This person's doing a great job. I think, where did his name go? Peter, I believe his name is. Peter Merrick, yeah, and he created a company called Violet Dragon Games. So check it out. If you like the game, if you played the game, throw something in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching.